Kevin McCarthy responded to the arraignment of Donald Trump yesterday in Washington, D.C. in Kevin McCarthy fashion, doing his best to act his way through. I'm a genuine feeling person. I feel things like a normal person. And I'm really angry that Trump's being treated so poorly. And made a bunch of very incorrect points and tried to do the whole, well, what about Hillary Clinton questioning the legitimacy of the 2016 election? Or what about Stacey Abrams? Why aren't they being indicted? And we'll get to all of that in a moment. But this clip came from Morning Joe, and they grabbed this moment. So that's what we'll watch. And I'll just include, because it was an interesting response, the Morning Joe response to it after they played the clip on MSNBC. So take a look at this.
Yeah. And I can say the same thing that Hillary Clinton says about her election that she lost. I can say the same thing about the DNC who said it about the 2016 race. I can say the same thing about those in the Democratic Party, the leadership on down, about George Bush not winning, that Al Gore did. But were any of them prosecuted? Were any of them put in jail? Were any of them held with no response to be able to get out? The answer is no.
It's time to play dumb or dishonest. Dishonest, because that's just really Kevin. Obviously, it has nothing to do with Trump questioning the results. Just, I don't feel like that was fair. He could have done that a gazillion times and been fine. Actually read the indictment, and then maybe you'll know what's being focused on here.
So yeah, you can raise that someone raised a question. And you know, in America, you're entitled to raise a question. You're entitled to question whether it was honest or not. That's the uniqueness of the First Amendment. That's the uniqueness of America. But you know what? You shouldn't be prosecuted for your thoughts. And the difference here is...
What? I have to note again, we laugh so we don't get perpetually enraged. Or at least I can't handle that doing this job every day. So that's why I'm laughing. But that's so dishonest. Prosecuted for your thoughts? Who's being prosecuted for their thoughts? Who?
When Hillary Clinton said it, nothing happened to her. When they said it in Georgia's election, nothing happened to them either. You know?
Do you mean when Hillary Clinton delivered a concession speech the morning after?
What? When the DNC said it, nothing happened to them either. So stop using government to go after people who politically disagree with you. That is wrong, and that should stop now.
God.
I mean, seriously, the bad acting, first of all. I mean, and it's shocking that there are people that are really stupid enough to believe any of that, because here's the thing. Hillary Clinton never challenged the results of the 2016 election. In fact, she gave a concession speech the next morning, saying she hoped the next morning, she hoped Trump would be a successful president for all Americans. In fact, the failure to secure a peaceful transition of power has happened twice in American history. The first...
And just, I play this because they also threw up the footage of this morning after concession speech.
In 1860, when the election of Abraham Lincoln freaked out southern states, and they seceded and formed the Confederacy. The second, in 2020, with Donald Trump. That's only 2 times, Kevin. It happened.
So we could have the whole conversation that I've had so many times about how the statements from the left, from Democrats, when it came to Trump's not a legitimate president, now I would say don't even use that language, because it meant something different then. It meant we feel like things weren't fair, or there were variables that were capable of changing the results, and we wish those variables were different. And that used to be a thing that happened all the time. It didn't mean now our party and our structure of this movement is going to attempt to overturn the results, and Obama is going to go and try to make Hillary Clinton president for the next 4 years instead of Trump. No, Obama invited Trump to the White House. This is the next president. Hillary conceded, and same thing in the other examples they will cite. So sure, people were upset, and if Trump was upset, no one would, especially not when it comes to prosecutors, would have an issue with it. It would just be one of those normal tensions where the left says, no, you did legitimately lose. No, I didn't. Okay. And then things move forward, but Trump respects the democratic process and concedes to Joe Biden in all of it. But that didn't happen. Trump, yes, made all these statements and then used those statements to justify trying to overthrow our democratic process, install himself president, prevent the peaceful transition of power, as was noted for really the only second time in American history. And that is the issue here. Making it this, why are they indicting him for saying he felt like the election wasn't fair, shows me that you don't have an argument against the things being alleged. You don't, because you can't engage with what is actually in the indictment. If you could, you would. But instead, it's fighting back against a straw man or a jello man or a really weak material man. And it makes absolutely no sense. It's enraging, but it's funny, but it's maddening, but it's hilarious. And that about sums up American politics. My goodness, Kevin McCarthy. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. And there's a link in the description.